Understand? Because Sparrow sang about saltfish, but let me tell you, there is a good saltfish and there's a bad saltfish, and I don't think you want to be the bad saltfish in this situation. You can't be out here in these streets singing wap wap wap, and when we get a whiff of your wap, it's like, whoa, sis, no. No, 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 no. Hey guys, Colleen here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you for coming. Make sure to subscribe on your way out, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and checking on your girl. I have not filmed in over a month. Like, all the videos you all saw were more or less pre-recorded, like pre-recorded. And forgive that noise, that's my kids opening a door that keeps sticking and told them not to, but they don't take me out. So yeah, so I am back and I want to discuss something that I think deserves its own video. Somebody did ask me to do a hygiene video a while back, and as a self-care month, well, self-care for the remainder of the year for me, I'm more focusing on self-care, you know, for the rest of 2020, because Lord knows we need as much self-care as we possibly can. I want to talk about feminine hygiene. You know, to me, that is something that deserves its own video because of the importance of feminine hygiene and the uniqueness of it. You know, it's not like any other part of your body. It's a very sensitive part of your body, but very self-efficient. I mean, it's very resilient. You know, you have to give it a little credit, and it's extremely important because, I mean, like, if you all did history, you all didn't know, man literally fought and died because of this. You understand? So, I mean, us females, I mean, I'm like, if a man could legit pledge his love and allegiance and die for it, I mean, as women, it's part of us. We need to, like, treat her right, you know, and do everything she needs, you know, to smell fresh and clean and, you know, sweet. So if you're interested in what I have to share in terms of tips and tricks to stay daisy fresh, stay tuned. So the points that I'm going to talk about here, these are general points of self-care tips that, I mean, everybody should know, but just in case you don't, you know, it happens. You know, some of us don't have the benefit of a mom around, or an older sister, or even your grand. Like, my grandmother used to preach about making sure everything's smelling right. You understand? And I mean, if Granny could make it smelling right back in the day, and she didn't have as much products as we do now, what's our excuse, y'all? Like, seriously. So the first thing, really, you should do self-examination. Like, don't be shy about it. Go all up in there and see what's going on. You know, telltale signs is your discharge, and what you're looking for in your discharge is the color and the scent. Now, you know, everybody have like their own personal scent. We all know our scents, but then, you know, if things are off balance, imbalanced, that scent could go whack. Even how it looks goes whack. And usually when you look at discharge and your discharge is off, it's usually an indicator that something's wrong with your body, right? My recommendation, when you see a discharge looking like yellow or green, go to a doctor, ladies. Like, listen, it's 2020. It that thing's killing us out there, go to a doctor and get that checked out. So discharge and odor, because sometimes the imbalance could be nothing as sinister as say a STD. It could be something simple as a yeast infection, or maybe a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection, or it could mean that your diet is off or your hormones are off, you know, and you need to get that checked out. So, you know, if you're seeing something really odd with your discharge, go to your gynae and let them check that out, you know. The next tip, again very generic, is to manage your diet, because what you put in your body is what will come out of your body. I mean, it is simple maths there. So what I would say is to drink more water, because water is the best diuretic you could ever ask for. It could flush out things. I could help balance out your pH down there, because we all have a pH, and depending on how off it is, water can help. And also cutting down on sugars. I noticed that when I consume too much sugars, like down there starts to change, and it's not necessarily for the better. So try and like cut down on the amount of sugar you intake on a daily basis, and you will see, you know, a difference with the odor that comes from down there, down below, you know. So these next tips, you know, will be things that work for me. I just want to say it may not necessarily work for you. I know there's some people who advocate for certain things and other things, and you all may not necessarily agree completely with my practices, but they work for me, and they're just simple suggestions. By the end of the day, it's a very personal situation, so you need to find out what works best for you. Now, bathing is a big thing. Now, I live in the Caribbean. It is hotter than whoa, so bathing is a really like important thing. I know experts say bathe at least once for the day. For me, my minimum is twice for the day, but then sometimes I do bathe like 3 times a day, especially when I'm home, because I am working from home. I just like to feel cool, and down there is an area that traps a lot of heat and humidity, and because of that you could get like a little odor coming there. So for me, I just like to wash down there the outsides with water. Water is good enough. Now, when it is that time of the month for me, I do use a feminine wash just to give that little boost, because you know, I mean, menstruals, I mean, sorry, but we're being candid here, menstruals do have like, it brings along a scent that could throw off your pH balance. Also having sexual intercourse as well, I noticed that it kind of throws off my pH balance down there, and if I don't deal with it, you could get a little funkadum, and I'm not about that. So I do use a feminine wash, you know, anything from Vagisil to Summer's Eve, but what I try to avoid is putting a feminine wash with perfumes or fragrance down there, because it can be a little irritating to some people. I know, you know, some doctors don't even recommend that at all, but I don't use feminine wash every day. I just use it for like that time of the month, just to deal with that, and also like when it's date night, because yeah, it just throws off the pH balance there. there are also like natural recipes for those who are like super duper sensitive to feminine wash and you feel as if water is just not enough. I will leave a recipe that I found online that a doctor basically recommended in the description box if you want to try that out. And it's quite cost effective too, because it has a lot of like natural ingredients that you could find in your grocery or Pennywise, you know, and you wouldn't break the bank. Next thing, do not douche, guys. Do not douche. Like, I think this was like the golden rule my granny basically said. Do not douche. When you douche, you're not only washing away the bad bacteria, but you're also washing away the good bacteria that down there, you understand? And then you open up yourself to getting a yeast infection, which ain't cute, you understand? I may have gotten one in my younger days, and seriously guys, I mean, I'm being honest here, it ain't nice. It's, you know, it's a no bueno. So yeah, so absolutely no douching. I know that's a controversial topic. There are people who swear by douching. I don't douche. No. And I wouldn't recommend that you douche either. Another thing as well, you know, it's a duh, but then some people, it escapes you, you know, it happens to the best of us. The type of underwear you wear can also affect like the odors down there. So like they recommend wearing natural fibers in the underwear, so cotton or a panty that has a cotton lining is your best friend, because cotton allows down there to breathe, and we all know it needs to breathe, you understand? So like synthetic materials like spandex and nylon, you know, things that don't breathe, that will trap heat, that will trap moisture, and it will be like a breathing ground for bacteria to flourish and grow, and then you get that funkadunk smell. And I mean, a good trick for determining whether down there, you know, is giving off a little something that you don't wanna, you don't wanna be that obvious. You're just like, you know, do that and sniff down, and you'll be able to tell whether you are, you know, funky dunky or not. So yeah, and also with underwear, like for me, I like to go commando at night, because again, I like my girl to breathe. She needs to breathe. I know, like for those who have like a boyfriend or a husband, just let him know, listen here, it's not a case of getting ready for some kind of action, because you know some fellas, they don't need much of an invitation to jump, right? But you need to let it breathe a bit. So go commando one night when you're sleeping, you know, and just let the girl air out, you understand? And it will all, those things will all help in terms of managing and controlling like the odor from down there. Now this one is a bit controversial. I've never really seen a correlation between shaving or removing the hair down there and odor, because I have done the full waxing, shaving, and then there are times where I just don't feel like it and it's bush. But I mean, I would say if it is you don't subscribe to hair removal down there, it does take a little more effort to make sure that down there is fresh, is fresh, it smells nice. But I really don't like, I've never experienced a case where when I've had the bush down there that, you know, again I said, you know, once you wash down there properly, take your time, you know, don't rush it, you understand? It's your quiet moment, take your time, don't use regular soap, you understand? soap and perfumes and oils and soap are not your friend down there. You don't have to wash the vagina area, which is, you know, up inside. To me, like, from what I've been reading and basically what I've experienced, because I've had one for like 38 years, you know, it's like a self caring, you know, system down there where it kind of takes care of itself, you know. And like I said earlier, if you see like weird discharges with different colors that not looking kosher, and you get that kind of fish scent, as my gynae would say, then something wrong. You need to get that checked out, you know. So yeah, I think that is about it in terms of feminine hygiene. So yeah, so that is basically it for this video. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, comment in comment section below, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me what other self-care topics you want me to discuss on this channel, you know, for the rest of this year, and I will get on it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.